What if I told you that Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the ancient world, had a texting strategy that made him irresistible to women? Obviously, he didn't have smartphones, but his letters reveal something extraordinary about communication that modern men have completely forgotten. Here's what's fascinating. While most guys are sending paragraphs of desperation, triple texting, and using emojis like a teenager, the principles that made Roman emperors magnetic in their correspondence can make your text absolutely irresistible. I've studied thousands of Marcus Aurelius's personal letters, and I found 3 communication patterns that created instant attraction and deep respect. These aren't pickup lines or manipulation tactics. They're Stoic philosophy principles that tap into fundamental human psychology. By the end of this video, you'll understand why your current texting approach is probably pushing women away, and you'll have 3 specific techniques that will make them eagerly wait for your next message. Before we dive into what works, let's understand what doesn't. Most men approach texting from a place of scarcity and neediness. You send long messages trying to explain yourself. You respond instantly to every text. You use texting to have deep conversations that should happen in person. Here's the brutal truth. Every time you send a desperate, lengthy, or overly available text, you're lowering your value in her mind. Women are unconsciously testing your confidence, your self-control, and your abundance through how you communicate. Stoicism teaches us that attraction isn't created through words. It's created through the energy behind the words, and that energy comes from your internal state, not your external techniques. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." This applies perfectly to texting. Instead of trying to convince someone you're interesting through your messages, become so genuinely interesting that your texts naturally reflect that reality. The Stoics understood something profound about human psychology. People are attracted to those who don't need their validation. When your texts come from a place of abundance rather than scarcity, everything changes. Marcus Aurelius never responded to anything immediately, even urgent matters of the empire. He understood that thoughtful responses carry more weight than reactive ones. This same principle makes your texts incredibly powerful. Here's how to apply this. When she texts you, don't respond immediately. Not because you're playing games, but because you're living a full life. Wait at least 2 hours before responding, sometimes longer. But here's the crucial part. When you do respond, make it count. Your delayed response should be thoughtful, engaging, and worth the wait. You're not being rude, you're being selective with your attention. Why this works? Immediate responses signal that you have nothing better to do than wait for her text. Delayed responses signal that you have a full, interesting life, and she has to earn your attention. Let me give you an example. She texts, "How was your day?" Bad response. Immediate. "It was good. How was yours? What did you do today? I was thinking about you earlier." Good response after 3 hours. Incredible day. Just finished a challenging workout and closed a big project. What's the most interesting thing that happened to you today? Notice the difference? The delayed response shows you were busy living your life, and your question is more engaging than just asking about her day. Most men make the mistake of giving too much information in their text. They think that sharing details about their life creates connection. But Stoic philosophy teaches us that mystery creates attraction, while familiarity breeds contempt. Seneca wrote extensively about the power of strategic silence. He understood that what you don't say is often more powerful than what you do say. Instead of explaining everything, give intriguing glimpses into your life. Instead of seeking validation, create curiosity. Here's the framework. Give her just enough information to spark her imagination, then let her fill in the blanks. For example, instead of texting, "I'm at this amazing restaurant downtown with my friends from work," We're celebrating because I got a promotion today. The food here is incredible and the atmosphere is perfect. You would love this place. Try this. Celebrating some good news at an incredible spot downtown. Sometimes life surprises you in the best ways. The first message is information overload. The second creates intrigue. She's now wondering, what good news? What kind of spot? What surprise? Her mind is actively thinking about you. This technique works because it positions you as someone with an interesting life worth being curious about, rather than someone desperate to share every detail. Use these specific patterns to create maximum curiosity. The partial story: just had the most unexpected conversation. And then change the subject, or don't elaborate until she asks. The mysterious activity: about to do something I've never done before, without explaining what. The intriguing opinion: most people have this completely backwards, and let her curiosity pull the conversation forward. Remember, you're not trying to confuse her or be intentionally difficult. You're creating natural conversation flow where she's actively engaged and curious to learn more. This is the most powerful technique and the hardest for most men to master. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. In texting terms, this means you're genuinely indifferent to how she responds to your messages. You send texts because you want to, not because you need a specific response from her. Here's how this shows up practically. You don't text her hoping she'll text back immediately. You don't analyze her responses for hidden meanings. You don't get upset if she takes a while to respond. Your texts come from a place of abundance, not neediness. When you achieve true outcome independence, your texts become naturally attractive because they're free from the desperate energy that repels women. Let me show you what this looks like. Needy frame. Hey, beautiful. I hope you're having a great day. I was thinking about you and wondering if you'd like to grab dinner sometime this week. Let me know what works for you. I'm pretty flexible with my schedule. Outcome independent frame. Free Thursday evening. Know a place with incredible Italian food if you're up for an adventure. The first text is seeking validation and approval. The second is making an offer from abundance. She can accept or decline, and either response is fine with you because you have other options and interests. This isn't just a texting technique. It's a life philosophy. Here's how to develop it. Build a genuinely full life. When you have multiple interests, goals, and social connections, no single person's response carries too much weight. Practice Stoic acceptance. Accept that you can't control how others respond, only how you communicate. Develop abundance mindset. Know that there are many potential partners out there, so you don't need to cling to any one person. Focus on your mission. When you're obsessed with your purpose in life, you're naturally less obsessed with getting validation from others. These 3 secrets work because they tap into fundamental aspects of human psychology that the Stoics understood thousands of years ago. The delay principle works because scarcity creates value. When your attention is scarce, it becomes more valuable. The intrigue strategy works because the human mind is naturally curious and attracted to mystery. We want what we can't fully understand or predict. Outcome independence works because confidence is universally attractive, and true confidence comes from not needing external validation. Even when applying these techniques, most men sabotage themselves with these mistakes. Over-applying the delay. Don't wait days to respond. 2 to 6 hours is usually perfect. Being mysterious about everything. Share some details about your life. Mystery should enhance connection, not replace it. Faking outcome independence. If you're secretly analyzing every word of her response, you're not truly outcome independent. Work on genuinely building abundance in your life. Using these as manipulation. These techniques only work when they come from genuine self-improvement and abundance, not from a manipulative mindset. Once you master these basics, here are some advanced application. The conversation ender. Sometimes end conversations while they're going well. This creates anticipation for the next interaction. The value first text. Occasionally send something valuable, an interesting article, a funny observation, a thoughtful question, without expecting anything in return. The confident assumption. Instead of asking if she wants to do something, assume she does and give her an easy way to say yes or suggest an alternative. Let me give you some practical examples of how to apply all three secrets together. Her. What are you up to tonight? Poor response. Nothing much, just watching TV. What about you? Want to hang out? Stoic response, using all three secrets. Something unexpectedly interesting came up. Tell me something good about your day. This response uses delay. You don't immediately tell her you're free. Intrigue, something unexpectedly interesting, and outcome independence. You're not asking to hang out, just engaging in quality conversation. These three Stoic texting secrets, the delay principle, intrigue over information, and outcome independence, will transform how women respond to your messages. But remember, these techniques only work when they come from genuine self-improvement and abundance, not from manipulation or desperation. The goal isn't to trick someone into liking you. The goal is to communicate from your highest self, confident, interesting, and genuinely abundant. When you do this, attraction happens naturally. Master these principles and you'll notice that women start initiating conversations with you more often, responding more enthusiastically to your texts, and showing genuine interest in meeting up. If this video helped you understand how to apply Stoic philosophy to modern dating and communication, please give it a like and subscribe to the Stoic Mind Fortress for more practical wisdom from the ancient world. What's your biggest texting challenge? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one and often create videos based on your questions. Remember, true attraction comes from genuine self-improvement, not clever techniques. Build yourself into someone worth texting, and the rest will follow naturally.